Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Lost the Battle of Trihexa and went to Sailor Moon Universe Part 3. Before we start, please go support Gokuplochi for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some wrong he or she calling here because it's translated, so let me clear this. Issei is a male in this story. Chapter 35 New Life. Goodbye Ray, Drag and Albion. 1 month had passed since the battle against Kurai, and the underworld was now in the sailor's dimension, but on a different plane. The event was still a topic of conversation, but it was no longer taken into account as much as the first days. Molly would keep everyone secret and was told what happened from the adventures that Serena and the others lived to the adventures of the DxD group. Also, Serena's parents had arrived, and with it Issei and Kunu decided to live somewhere else so as not to disturb at home. Obviously they did it a day before they returned, although it should be noted that they quite liked Issei as a future son-in-law, although they were a little worried that Serafal wanted to go out with Sammy because of the age. But since Serena trusted him, they had to accept the relationship. Also, the new Kurai, thanks to Rini's tricks, would now be Serena and Sammy's younger sister. The underworld and supernatural beings had to adapt little by little to that new world. A new heaven was also in process, in addition to many other things, although with everything in peace, it was time for decisions and farewells. Park. The afternoon fell in the Juaban district, and everyone was gathered in the place as they stared at Ray, who was carrying a rabbit-shaped bag with her. Mina. Hey Serena, what about Kurai? Serena. She stayed with mom and dad because they are finishing teaching her to read. Volley. And to think that that brat killed us. Lita. Pass trampled volley. Saji. And run over multiple times if possible. Ray. Cough cough, getting everyone's attention. Well, I think it's time to say goodbye, showing in her hand one of the keys of time. It's time to go back to my time. I'm curious to see how much has changed. Issei. We will miss you very much, Ray. Serena. We will miss you. Rini. Even though you were born soon, it won't be the same having to live with a girl younger than me. Ray. I say the same thing, but don't worry, just take good care of me. Diana. Take care of yourself too, my other self. Nana. You too, remember what I told you how to take care of dad. Diana. Yes, don't bring dragon killing things near him. Luna. We already have everything written down, don't worry and take care of yourself, Nana. Artemis. Swallows. Why yes, take care of yourself. Ray. See you soon when she is born. Everyone. Goodbye Ray Haidu. After that farewell, Ray said the words to cross the door of time and disappeared, leaving the place behind. Everyone felt some sadness but joy when remembering that they would see her again sooner or later. How cow. Well, now it's time to move on to something else. Lita. Anything else? Issei. It's something that Volley and I have discussed, how it all ended then. Volley. We decided that we will stop using Drag and Albion so that there will be new Security and Hakuryuku. Everyone was surprised by the decision as they did not expect that they would separate so easily from their longtime companions. Ray. Okay, but are you sure you want to do it? Issei. Yes, although our styles are based more on their uses, I think we will be able to create replicas and that future generations will take better advantage of the originals than we did. Ollie. We already discussed it with them, there is no problem. Greg. It's at even for me, but they've already matured and don't need us, so I can take advantage and get rid of the title of the Dragon of the Breasts. Albion. It's time to see the new generations and no longer be referred to as the Dragon of the Asses. Lita. Will it hurt to have them removed? Ollie. We can remove the sacred gears if we are very careful, and that's what I'm here for. How cow. It's normal, besides you are already powerful beings in your own right, I mean the son of Great Red and the descendant of Lucifer. Issei. I understand, well let's start. An hour was necessary to be able to remove the sacred gears of Issei and Volley. After a few minutes in the hands of both, they had a gauntlet respectively, Issei's red one and Volley's white one. Issei. Well, this is goodbye. Greg. We're going to miss you guys, to be honest, and instead of leaving we'd like you to choose our new users. Albion. Someone close to you or whatever, so we know we're in good hands. Saji. Well, they have a point since they haven't fallen into hibernation like sacred gears normally do. Ollie. I have someone in mind. Issei. Millimeters, sacred gears can only be used by humans, but we're already in another world, so we'll cheat a bit. Drag. Serena. Anything cheating? Issei. You will see it in the future, I assure you. After that the duo left to go in search of the new users of Bosted Gear and Divine Dividing. Ray. Are we all going home? Lita. Yes, and there are many things to plan for the future. Sererg. Yes, since I have to re-establish the Bale clan. Surziches. I hope you make the decision I told you about a few days ago. Haru. Decision. Surziches. It's a surprise for when they graduate. After that everyone went to their respective homes to enjoy their lives. The Kawa Temple. Night had fallen and at this moment Ray had finished her daily chores at the temple. After that she decided to feed her crows Phobos and Deimos. Ray. This is better than nothing, at least I'm not fighting with almost a deity for the fate of the earth feeding her birds, and it's good that Vali came back. Vali. And I'm back here too. Sensing that he was behind them, they greeted each other with a quick hug and walked into the temple to go to sleep. Ray. By the way, who did you leave Albion to? Vali. It's a secret, although he ended up choosing him and I didn't, since if it were up to me, I would have said a resounding no. Ray. Were you so unwilling for Albion to choose him? Vali. Yes, it's because. They continued the conversation as they prepared to sleep together that night. Tsukino residence. Night had come and most of the members of the house were sleeping peacefully, except for Serena who was still awake in her room as she was trying to get her new little sister to sleep. Serena. Come on Kurai, it's time to sleep. Kurai. But I don't want to sleep alone, there are ghosts. Serena. Sometimes I remember that this is the same girl who used to act superior to us and look at her now, she's afraid of ghosts so you can sleep with Sammy if you're scared. Kurai. I can't, since the blonde girl and the big-breasted woman are with him. Serena. I'm still surprised by how easily my parents took the relationship between Sammy, Kunu and Serafal, why don't you take Luna? Kurai. Because I can't find it anywhere. Serena. She had to stay overnight at Mina's house. Okay, sleep with me tonight, making room in the bed for the little girl to get in. Kurai. Thanks Serena. After he lay down next to her serenely, he stared at the window for a few moments until he saw a silhouette enter through it, this being actually Issei. Serena. Ice carefully gets up without waking Kurai. What are you doing here? Issei. I had gone home, but since Kunu wasn't there I thought she would be here and then I decided to take advantage of the opportunity to sleep with you although I see that someone beat me to it looking at a sleeping Kurai and to think that she insulted us and tried to kill us. Serena. I know, although I am grateful to have been able to purify her and that she even has a second chance to do things. By the way, who did you leave Drake with? Issei. Only humans are supposed to be able to use the sacred gears, but Drake and I remembered a certain little boy in the underworld who reminded us a lot of our situation at the beginning, so we decided to help him a little. Serena. I see and I have a question. Issei. Which one? Serena. What was the proposal Serziches was talking about? Issei. Stays silent for a moment but decides to tell him he, like Ajuka, Falbium and Serafal, will decide to retire once I and the others graduate since he wants Vali, Saji, Sererg, Kiba, Sikvara and I to form Numau to take care of and watch over the underworld since the other available demons want this when they see us more capable. Serena. Just you two and Gasper. Issei. Gasper said that when he graduated he would become the leader of the vampire faction since they were two groups, but due to the situation with Trihexa, they were forced to join together and they then decided that Gasper would be their leader not only for power, but for what he represents. Serena. How much responsibility, reminds me that Rini said that she will become Neo-Queen in my place since she has the blood of Darien, who is the prince of the land surely that's why she stayed to live with Setsuna and the others so that they can help her more with that issue. Issei. I understand but you know, I have decided that I will reject it since I want to live the rest of my days with you by my side. Serena. Oh really? I'm very grateful, I'll make sure you never regret that decision. Issei. I'll make sure of that too, I'll make you happier than anyone else in this world. Just as they hugged and kissed, Kurai woke up catching the couple kissing. Kurai. What are you doing? Serena. Kurai, see, go back to sleep. Kurai. No, now you have to sleep with me. Issei. Me included. Kurai. You're Serena's boyfriend, right? Well, you should. Both. Haha. They both listened to the girl's request and lay down next to her, who felt very calm with their presence. Issei. And to think that he tried to kill us. Well, it would be better to go to sleep since tomorrow there is school, then we can talk about what we will do in the future. Serena. You're right, it's not time to think about that and just enjoy. Both. Good night, my love. After that, they both slept peacefully with Kurai in the middle, thinking about dreams. What will the mysterious future hold for them? Chapter 36 Several years later reunion. The years had passed in the blink of an eye until we reached the 30th century, many things have happened throughout that tremendous amount of time, from various changes in the human world to the demon world. Japan, Crystal Tokyo. Over the years a place was founded in the old Tokyo, now called Crystal Tokyo, in addition to various changes that have benefited humanity to a greater extent, although what matters to us in this case is that in a mansion located in a certain area of the place, in one of the many rooms, there was a teenager with pink hair who apparently was checking a kind of red gauntlet on her left arm. I still don't understand this gift that dad gave me, and I also don't understand how you got in there, Nana. Nana. Speaking through the gauntlet, well, remember that this is mostly to help you. Ray. Yes, well, anyway, today will be an excellent day since today we will meet with important people. Hey, we're leaving now. Ray. I'm coming, ma, anyway, I'll continue with this later. The girl got up, changed into a red dress, and went down to the living room of the mansion where she lived, where she was greeted by many servants. Servants, have a nice day, Miss Haidu. Ray. Thank you, and you also take care of the house and my disastrous brothers. After receiving the bows of all the workers, the girl left through the main entrance and walked until she reached a limousine, where upon entering there were two people waiting for her, a woman with silver hair and a man with brown hair. Ray. Are we sure we won't bring my many brothers? Your sisters are calmer, and being the oldest they will prevent your brothers from seeing the maid's panties. He. Do. Please calm down, you make it seem like that perversion came from my genes. Serena. That's what you get for being so perverted when you're young, Ice. Ray. Damn, listening to my parents' anecdotes when they were young anyway. Are you going to tell me why we're going to have the meeting at the palace of the Neo Queen Serenity? Issei. It's something very special, but you'll see when we get there. Serena. You will meet many interesting people. Driver on the move. Driver. At your service, your honor. After that, the limousine began its journey to the city center, where the Crystal Palace was located. Underworld, capital of Lilith. The underworld returned to a similar state as before. Little by little, they were able to recover the losses they suffered in the previous world, thanks to reincarnations and offspring. In addition to the fact that the raiding games were still being practiced, they gave some excitement and made the demons forget what happened years ago. At this moment in the palace where the five great Maya meet, being these Saji Genshuru Leviathan, Vali Lucifer, Sadir Erg Baal as a new position, Baal, Sikvara Agares Beelzebub and Kibayudo Asmodeus. At this moment they had a meeting with the new representative of the dragons being this Bova Tannen, who was now a dragon king. Saji. So Tannen, have the dragons found a replacement for the dragon fruit? Bova. Exactly, Mao Leviathan, with the help of the former Dragon Kings and Krom Kruich, we have found an identical replacement for that fruit. Saji. Come on, Bova, I've already told you not to refer to me with my title, but continue, don't worry, we will send a team to help you preserve and study them, since we have to take all possible care. Bova. Will the team be sent by the Mao Lucifer? With some nervousness in his voice, I don't want to say that he is bad, but sometimes he does very questionable things. Ali. They are for a great purpose, Bova, besides experimenting a little does not hurt anyone. Anyway, that is all. It will be better if you leave, since in a few hours a raiding game expected by everyone in the underworld begins. Bova. Reminds me a bit of Mr. Azazel. Ah, that's true, Krom Kruich, and I will see him in the dragon's territory, so, I'm leaving with your permission. After that the giant dragon left the site. The Maya relaxed and sighed, since that was their last job of the day, at least for some, since they had something important. Sikvara. Well, this has been exhausting, but at least we have managed to restore the underworld. Sererg. I say the same, even the other mythologies have already managed to adapt to this world, although the sacred gears continue to cause one or another problem. Ali. Although in that case our pupil fixes it. Tiba. Okay guys, looks at his watch. Wow, it's time to go. Sikvara, will you take care of the rest? Sikvara. Go and have fun, there won't be much work because everyone is watching the special raiding game between the demons and the humans. Sererg. Ah, that's right, a pure demon will represent us, and a human will fight with their teams of 15 against 15 in a raiding game. It's the first one we do against humans, even though Mr. Surzich has also encouraged the raiding games for humans. Saji. Although we will see it somewhere else. Well, let's go, otherwise they will get angry with us. Ali. Good going. After that the group left the place, leaving Sikvara, who would call his peerage to lend a hand in the preparations, since the game would take place in the demonic world. Romania. In a place hidden in the mountains and by a dense fog, there was a great civilization where there were only pure-blood vampires, half-blood vampires and/or reincarnated, since the Teeps and Carmilla factions had finally been unified thanks to their new sovereign. At this moment in one of the rooms of the place there was an adult woman with long purple hair who was carrying a very white baby with red eyes. Okay little one, Daddy and I are going to see some old friends, so you're in the care of the servants. Sees how the baby tries to grab his face. Hey, you're adorable. 2. I bring out that adorable side of you, Haru. Hugging her from behind was a handsome man with blonde hair and a very elegant suit. They gave each other a quick kiss and separated. Haru. Is everything ready, Gasper? Asper. Yes, only our little girl will accompany us while the little ones stay here touching the baby's forehead like you. He. Haru. Notices that the baby had already fallen asleep, so she puts him in the crib. Well, it's time to go. Is everything in order? Asper. Yes, anyway I have 1,000 eyes watching over the city. He said that at the same time that a small bat came out of his body and stayed in the room in a dark corner, seeing that he left hot air alone and together with the vampire they left to go to their destination. Japan. A place quite far from civilization, more specifically a somewhat small island which was only surrounded by the immense sea. In a part near the beach there was a huge house, and in one of the rooms, there was a couple sleeping in the same bed until the green-haired woman woke up. What time is it? Tries to grab the alarm clock, succeeds and looks at the time. It's late, we'll be very late. Surziches get up. Due to the rush he got up dragging the sheets of the bed, causing the crimson-haired man recognized as Surziches to hit the ground hard. Surziches. What's wrong, Setsuna. Gets up sleepily until he sees a calendar on the wall. It's true, today is the rating game between the demons, and the humans quickly goes to change. At the entrance of the house were the other owners of that house, these being Haruka and Michiru, who were watching a group of 3 girls and 2 boys playing on the beach. Haruka. Kids have a lot of fun, even if their parents are so lazy. Michiru. In fact, I think they got up. They are the ones missing since we will go to watch the rating game live. Haruka. Although the eldest son of both went ahead since he wanted a conversation with the one who represented the demons. Michiru. Normal, since it is her brother who represents the demons. I hope I'm not late to leave. They both turned around to see a black-haired woman with a pair of pigtails, who was accompanied by several girls with hair between blonde and black, and the blondes had a tail and fox ears. Haruka. But it's the ex-Mau Serafal. Hey, where's your eldest son? Serafal. Ah, he went ahead to chat with his father before the rating game, you know that he represents the humans. Michiru. It will be interesting, especially because of certain members that both teams have. Haruka. Well, all that's missing is Setsuna and Surziches. Here's the door suddenly open, and the aforementioned people arrive well dressed. Well, we're all here now. Setsuna. Excuse me, it seems that someone forgot to set the alarm clock. Surziches. Sorry, but it doesn't matter now since we have to go to the rating game that will start soon. Kids, we're leaving now. Boys and girls. Yes. After that, everyone gathered in a magic circle made by Surziches and disappeared to go to another specific place. Kyoto region, mountains. Some mountains near the city were well known for having forbidden passage, mainly because it was the training area of the leader and the heroes. At this moment there was the leader who had a completely golden armor, and in front of him was the legendary hero Cao Cao, only that he had a more adult appearance. Cao Cao. Not bad, for a reason you are the new leader of DXD, but you still can't surpass me or your other teachers. I know Mr. Cao Cao, despite so many years having passed I still don't believe I am in such an important position. In 2 very important positions, since you also help me with the things that happen in Kyoto. Sammy. Sammy. No need to remind me of that Kunu. The now recognized Sammy took off his helmet revealing a more adult appearance. He approached Kunu, who was now a spitting image of her mother Yasaka. Sammy. Actually, I thought you were at the castle with the kids. Kunu. They left with Serafal and her people. She wanted to get ahead of the rating game with Sailor Outer and Surziches. Sammy. Oh right, since she can't be on my team, she'll just watch. Kunu. I'm lucky, let's show the power of the owners of Kyoto, right? Realizing that he was staring at her breasts. My face is up here. Sammy. Oh yeah sorry, I'm still surprised at the growth you had. Cao Cao. Hahaha, it's obvious that he's a student of Hayato. Speaking of your teachers, the new Hakuryaku is on your team, right? Sammy. Yes, he will be represented as a pawn, especially because my opponent has the Securite as a pawn. Kunu. The Securite and the Hakuryaku always face each other no matter why or where, this will be interesting. Cao Cao. Well, it would be better if you guys left. I'll watch the rating game from Kyoto with my family. Oh, that's right, I came to buy some bread and ended up training with Sammy. I hope Molly and the girls don't kill me. Both. By Cao Cao. The hero left the place while the couple left to go to the rating game venue. Crystal Tokyo, Crystal Palace. At the entrance of the imposing palace there were several servants accompanying the sovereign of Crystal Tokyo and who represents humanity, the Neo-Queen Serenity. Rini. They have arrived. He could see how limousine arrived at the entrance and how Issei, Serena and Ray got out and walked in his direction until they were finally in front of him. Serena. Long time no see, your majesty. Rini. Please, you know the titles are not necessary with us. Serena. Serena. I just wanted to be respectful, where are the others? Rini. Everyone is inside waiting for them. Looks at Ray. Wow, how long has it been? Ray. Everything's okay, Aunt Rini. Did any boys my age come? Rini. Sure, I'll take you there later. Issei. Hey, what about Milikas? Rini. She's inside attending to the guests, but when we're all there, she'll have to leave because you already know what day it is today. Serena. It's true, the rating game between humans and demons. I want to see that confrontation, especially to know who is on those teams. Issei. What are we waiting for? Let's go in. After those words, everyone entered the palace to start a party. Chapter 37 Reunion Party. The new Security and Hakuryuku. Crystal Tokyo, Crystal Palace. In the large hall were our heroes and heroines, all in elegant suits and striking dresses. Rini. Let's toast to seeing each other again. Everyone. Cheers. They clinked their bottles and started drinking, from the sailor scouts of Serenity to the old members of DXD. It is worth mentioning that they all already had a rather adult appearance. Issei. We haven't seen each other for 500 years, tell me, how has life been for you? Well, you already know that Serena and I don't do anything important. Serena. Although, well, we clearly got good things out of other businesses, helping Surziches expand the rating game for humans was quite beneficial. Amy. Well, you know, I've become quite good at medicine, and I also know all kinds of healing methods, plants, magic circles, etc., and that has made me quite famous that now I'm in charge of a hospital that is in the Citri territory. Saji. Haha, that's why he's not at home that much, although I'm not either, since being the Mayu in charge of external relations isn't easy, but it's not that complicated since everyone collaborates quite a bit. Ray. Well, I still maintain the temple, although having to lend a hand to Vali in his work as Mayu Lucifer in public relations is quite annoying. Vali. What she said, although if it weren't for her it would be difficult for me to relate to the citizens of the underworld, besides I have been working with my team on the artificial sacred gears and other things. Lita. Well, I have a lot of work to do, handling many things, since I have been in charge of the plants and food that grow in the Bale territory, as well as taking care of many other things. Sererg. My position as a Mayu requires me to take care of many things, but I usually stay close to people to listen to their problems. It's interesting to see how people trust you so much. Mina. Well, you already know that I am a famous idol, although in the underworld I am also known for participating in a lot of programs. Kiba. She has become so famous on her own that few recognize her as my wife. Well, taking care of military affairs as Asmodeus is not bad, and training new recruits is not bad. Rini. It's great everything we've achieved, and you Gasper and Haderu. Haderu. Being the queen of vampires without being one is a bit strange, but I've managed to get used to it quite well, although well, people respect me quite a bit anyway. Gasper. I think they fear her more than me, who literally has 1,000 eyes in the entire city. In addition, we have managed to maintain the species and make us gradually abandon that disgusting arrogance that defined us, although there are still cases, such as those of some of my descendants. Issei. But Gasper, I'm so proud, hugging Gasper with great pride, and you don't have that girlish appearance. Gasper. I still have respect for you, but don't force me to break your mouth. Serena. Someone benefited from growth. Haderu. And you can say that, although his obsession with wearing women's clothing only happens in the privacy of our room. Ray. Old habits die hard. Rin. And you say it, hahaha. Everyone laughed and Gasper got a little angry until he joined them talking about other topics. While everyone was catching up in a huge patio, there were young people who appeared to be between 18 and 15 years old, although in reality they were older, who looked at each other with a certain tension in the air. Ray. We are all children of legends and half-demons, it is normal that we have a certain desire to fight with the others. Nana. Bosted Gear 2 appears. Ray. Not everything in this life is about battles, I think that just training and missing school is bad for you. Ray. Shut up, Nana. Excuse me, you are the daughter of the Execurite and the Princess of the Moon. The white-haired girl with a great resemblance to Ray approached Ray, who thought of trying to have a calm conversation. Ray. Yes, I'm Ray Hayato, and you? Ryuka. My name is Ryuka Hino, since for political reasons I am not allowed to use the surname Lucifer for now. Looks at the others and raises her voice. Why don't we give up our desire to beat each other up and then get to know each other better? I also feel impatient to fight with. Everyone sees a couple of boys approaching, one with the appearance of Sererg only with brown hair and the other similar to Saji, except for the blue hair and the pair of glasses. Don't you think the same? I think the fighting instinct comes more from our fathers than our mothers. Let me introduce myself, I am Masaru Genshiru, and this one here is Kai Kino. Hi. And I don't have the last name Bale for political reasons. There are still demons that are a pain in the ass. For the Bale sees a blonde boy approaching who looks like Kiba, and the one who looked younger of all, with an appearance similar to Haderu, only blonde. Are you missing to introduce yourself? Well, my name is Maikaino, and I use my mother's last name by decision of my parents. And are you going to introduce yourself? Turning to see the blonde I think when we arrived I heard your parents call you Nina, right? Nina. You got it right, young man, although it is quite rude to say my name before I introduce myself. Riika. Well, it seems that we get along well with each other, although isn't the Neo Queen supposed to have a daughter? Ray. I think he went with his father, since he represents the demons in today's raiding game. Liseru. It's true, that's why as soon as your family arrived he retired to prepare. Hi. I heard that the most striking thing is that the Securite and the Hakuryaku will fight again. Looking at Ray and Riika, aren't you excited to know who your parents succeeded your sacred gears? Riika. I'm very curious, although I have a replica of the divine dividing, although maybe seeing today's raiding game, I can think about whether to be jealous or not. Ray. The feeling is mutual. Mike. Looks at his watch. I actually think it's going to start soon, we have to tell our parents. Nina. It's a shame I can't see it in person, although I think the new queen has a good team to see it. Issei. Hey guys, the raiding game is about to start, hurry up. English, Nana. Talking about the King of Rome. Hearing the call, everyone left the room to follow Issei. Mike. Excuse me Mr. Hayato, have the rules been announced? Issei. Well, they are going to be announced now, but we already know the information in advance, thanks to the fact that the commentator for this occasion is the former number 1 of the raiding game Trihexa Belial. It's good that he could also live his life. Ray. I can't wait anymore, come on, hurry up. Riika. I'm just as excited to see it, what are the rules? Issei. Well, it's something related to the evil piece system and the value of each piece. Hi. It's like the raiding game that dad told me he had against you. Issei. Yeah, basically. They all arrived at a different room, it was like a movie theater with a big screen and everything. Each one sat with their respective family, while Rini gave a controller to Serena and proceeded to leave. Hado. Hey Rini, aren't you going to stay and watch it? Rini. Of course I'll watch it, but in the underworld, because even though my husband represents the demons, it doesn't mean I'm not going to support him. Asper. I understand, say hello to Milikas for us. Rini. I will. After the screen went away, it began to show the enormous stage where the fight would take place, being a simple ring quite far from the stands, and entering through some huge doors were the teams that were going to fight that day. Ray. There's Uncle Sammy and King Milikas. English. Serena. You're right, surely the Sailor Outer and Surziches must be in the stands. Issei. I think Serafral is with them. Will Cao be watching it from home? Ihasser. Hello to all the people in the stadium and to our viewers, the long-awaited event that has been announced for 100 years has finally arrived, the raiding game between humans against demons here at the Azazel Stadium. Maseru. It's surprising how 100 years are nothing to us. Amy. And all thanks to the Neo Queen Silver Crystal and in the case of our children, for being part demons. Saji. It's a great advantage, the truth. It's interesting to know that most stadiums have the names of deceased people. Ihasser. As a representative of the demons we have Milikas Gremory, who is known by many with the title of King Crimson, due to his power of destruction, he is the leader of the demon realm. We'll face today with the representative of the human Sami Tsukino, also known by the title King Full Dragon, due to being married to the leader of the Yokai, who by the way is his queen in this game, in addition to carrying the ex-dragon King Fafnir. Asp. Let him drop the Bible already. Hado. We have to put a little sauce on the matter. Nina. Eating sweets calmly. After a while explaining the rules, both kings approached the center of the arena where there was a table and a pair of dice, which they took and threw, giving a result that apparently satisfied them. Ihasser. You can throw any combination or confrontation. It seems that the kings of both teams want to say a few words. They could see how some microphones appeared in the hands of Sammy and Milikas, who proceeded to give a statement. Sammy. Although the number that came out could make interesting team combinations, we both had only one idea in mind. Milikas. We will send our only pawns first, we want to show them a legendary confrontation. After that both left the microphones and retreated to their respective teams. Those words left the youngest confused, while the adult smiled knowing what they meant. A brown-haired boy with a rather old red hat entered the ring on behalf of the Milikas team, while a girl with long silver hair entered on behalf of Sammy's team. Both looked quite excited. Ihasser. I have received information from the pawns of both teams, and this interests you on the demon side. We have a boy who has gone through several adversities that have led him to be part of King Milika's team. His name is Laurenkus, and he is the Securite. Ray. The Securite English. Turns to see his father. Aren't only humans supposed to have sacred gears? Issei. Let's say that Drag and I cheated a little. It was a complicated process to pass it to a pure demon, but not impossible. Ihasser. And the girl on the side of the King of Kyoto, we only have one name, and her name is Maya. Besides, according to what I am informed, that she is the new Hakuryaku. Riika. Maya, isn't that your sister's name? Turning to see her father. Bali. Yes, when I went to tell my mother the whole truth and meet my brothers, Albion became infatuated with my younger sister named Maya and took her as a new host. Ray. Apparently Albion was going to be with someone who is related to you, yes or yes. Sir. It will be an excellent duel to open the curtain, the Red Emperor against the White Emperor, although in this case it would be more correct to say Empress. Meanwhile in the stadium, more specifically in the arena where they were, they looked at each other with a desire to start the fight. Maya. Don't you think that cap is old? English. Laurenkus. This cap reminds me that for some reason the Op-Eye dragon entrusted me with his partner, although I don't know if he appreciates that he is no longer known as such. Greg. I don't care what Issei thinks, thanks to you at least I am known as the Emperor again. Laurenkus. But I liked your program. Greg. Shut up and let's begin. Maya. What do you think, Albion? Albion. Neither of you are at the level of our previous carriers, but let's say you are at a high enough level to have an equal confrontation between you. Maya. That's enough, let's go Albion. Albion. Vanishing Dragon. Balance Breaker. Laurenkus. Go ahead Drag. Drag. Welsh Dragon. Balance Breaker. Both of them were wrapped in red and white armor respectively, which caused an outburst of screams and cheers in the audience, this being the signal for both to begin their fight. Meanwhile, back in the room, they stayed excitedly watching the fight that was taking place, causing the youngest to gather together to get closer to the screen, being excited, while the adults sat quite close together. Lita. It is clear that their successors are surprising. Tiba. Looking closely at the new security, didn't you give him your weapons? Issei. I kept Ascalon, I saved the second one for Ray, but thanks to Bova and Krom Kruich, we were able to create Ascalon 3 and Ascalon IV, and I gave one to Laurenkus on one of my visits to the underworld Haderu. And the other one? Serena. One of our sons who loves swords kept it. Speaking of swords, has anyone seen Luna, Artemis and Diana? Asper. I heard that Artemis and Luna spend a lot of time in dragon territory, since now Artemis can become a dragon. Amy. I had completely forgotten about his draconification. Ray. And I think Diana is on Sammy's team, since she got an artificial sacred gear thanks to Vali she has been very entertained. Issei. Oh, what is your sacred gear? Vali. Something that would make a lot of physical improvements, after that I told him about Senjutsu, and I think he learned a lot from the Yakase. Issei. She became Kaneko and Kuroka basically speaking of felines, what about Regulus? Sererg. He stayed home taking care of the little ones. Lita. He went from being a big beast to being a full-time nanny just like Jinhee. Ray. Look, they're fighting in the air. The adults stopped their conversation to continue watching the raiding game, which they got quite excited about when they saw the fights that followed, especially the one between the kings. Crystal Palace. The raiding game had ended and night fell, everyone in the human, demonic, etc. world was satisfied and happy to have witnessed such a confrontation that ended with the victory of Milikas. At this moment in the Crystal Palace the young people were in the courtyard talking about the intensity of these fights, with some members of the participating teams who had also arrived, while taking care of the little ones who arrived after the raiding game, while in a huge room they were all gathered. Rini. You were amazing, you and your nobility dear. Milikas. My parents, my brothers, my children and you were watching me, obviously I wasn't going to let myself lose, although the rules of our fight really bothered us both, I think I won by luck. Surziches. That's my son, your little brothers were quite excited to see you fight. Satsuna. You were excellent Milikas, and I admit that you surprised me when you imitated one of my techniques. Haruka. It was obvious that I would take something from you even if it is not yours, Satsuna. Asper. Good luck, Milikas, although if you had fought me it would have been different. Haderu. Wait until the other races can do it, Gasper, don't start fighting now. While the outer, Rini, Surziches and Gasper, congratulated Milikas on the other side of the room, they were in something similar. Serena. You lost but you didn't do anything wrong, I say the same to you Kunu. Sammy. Well my opponent was the King Crimson, it wasn't going to be easy for him Fafnir. The rules that were in place did not favor anyone, but you must train more, partner. Kunu. What Fafnir said, no relationships for 4 years. Sammy. What? Oh, I lost. Saji. We understand that feeling, but you put on an incredible fight. Ray. I say the same, I didn't even know who was going to come out victorious. Lita. It was amazing, if it wasn't because I'm so busy I would also participate with Jin. Kiba. When we have time it will be. Meanwhile outside the room were Issei and Vali talking with their successors, as well as an already grown Diana in her human form. Issei. Although your fight was overshadowed by the others, they were excellent for being your first confrontation. Vali. Although I am sincerely glad that you won the Mayan fight. Maya. It was a piece of cake. Albion. Don't believe him, Volley, he was at his limit the whole fight to not lose. Volley. I know that, although looking murderously at Laurenkus who backed away scared I didn't like at all that you did the dress break with my little sister. Laurenkus. I'm sorry Mr. Lucifer, but I thought that making her feel sorry would make her lower her guard, although my rival has a nice body he. Issei. Drag. Drag. It all starts again, shit. Issei Laurenkus. It seems that his destiny is to be with perverts, I'm sorry Drag. Diana. But you two weren't bad, although you still can't reach me he hugging Maya and Laurenkus just keep training, and that's it, come on let's go to the party. Laurenkus. Hey, be careful Diana he I feel her chest. Drag. I curse you strongly God of the Bible. Maya, don't drag me like that Diana. Albion. Sighs just enjoy mate. Diana dragged the pair back to the party, while Issei and Volley stayed there for a few more seconds. Issei. Was it a good choice? Volley. I would say yes, we live thousands and thousands of years, but it doesn't mean that something can't happen to us, so it's better to leave something to the new generation. Issei. Yes, you're right about that well, let's go to the party. Volley. Let's go then Ice. Both of them entered the room again to continue with the party, everyone had a great time that night of reunion. Epilogue The Dragon and the Princess. After that event and meeting, everyone was happy to know how the others were doing and to be able to talk and have fun together again. The younger ones also ended up getting along very well, so it was clear that there could be more meetings like that taking time out from their busy schedules, of course. Although that day was going to be something important celebrated in private by the Hayato family. Hayato Mansion. In the courtyard of the mansion there were a total of 4 boys and 5 girls, the oldest being the girls, all of them were watching impressed a fight that was taking place between Ray, using the bossed gear 2 against a brown-haired girl wearing Chinese clothing, who was carrying with her a kind of spear with which she was trying to stab Ray. Ray. Quick Nana, I need those boosts. English. Nana. Ray you shouldn't depend so much on the bossed. Listen to your partner Ray Ray. Lunar disc, action. Ray fired a small red disc that her opponent dodged with the help of her spear, then stabbed with the part of her spear where the tip was not, hitting Ray's stomach hard, causing her to fall and caress her belly from the blow. Ray. Oh, why are you so brutal Xiao? Xiao. Making her spear disappear to approach Ray well my friend you know that my dad is strict, that's why I'm better than you, that you train alone. Ray. I don't need to bother my parents to train. Xiao. Sighs also I must be tough with you since today you become independent. Ray. Oh, that's true. I just turned 18 legally, since I'm actually 100 and something years old, and according to my parents, it's the age for me to become independent. Gets up I've already done the tradition. I'm just missing my own evil peace game, as well as a gift from my mom. Xiao. Yes, I also became independent a few weeks before you, although I no longer live with my parents, I do live in the center of Crystal Tokyo. You can live in my apartment while you get your nobility and make your way in the world of raiding games, and don't even think about recruiting me, since I plan to live and die as a human. Ray. Yes, it will be a good profession, since my goal will be only one raising her hand high and pointing to the sky to have a harem full of handsome boys. Xiao. Dad was right, the descendants of Mr. Issei would all be perverted, to a greater or lesser extent anyway I'm leaving, because anyway, I have to help my mom with her jewelry. Ray. Okay, brat say goodbye to Osaka. Boys girls. Goodbye Miss Xiao. Xiao. Goodbye brats. After the girl walked away Ray entered her home accompanied by her many brothers who dispersed to go to their schools, leaving Ray alone who headed to her parents' room. When she arrived she simply knocked on the door and the one who answered her was her mother. Serena. Is something wrong dear? Ray. Well, I come for you already know. Serena. Daughter being a mother doesn't mean she's a fortune teller. Ray. But when I lose something and you find it in a place where I already checked before it's not divination I'm here for the evil peace since I'm going to become independent from you soon. Serena. Oh your father is not here at the moment so I will give you your evil peace game but first I would like to give you something. Ray. Whatever you say. They both entered the room and sat on the bed, Serena was doing something with her hands that Ray didn't understand. Ray. What are you going to give me? Serena. Something that passes from generation to generation among my family members, but not the family you know. Ray. Huh. You mean your past as Princess Serenity. Serena. You got it right it's incredible that she realized it was my past life, even though we told her in the form of stories, I've had it for a long time, and it's time to pass it on to you. After a few seconds in his hands he made the legendary silver crystal appear, Ray felt an enormous power in that object that caused him to swallow saliva. Ray. That will be for me. Serena. Yes, it's something that not even your Aunt Kurai has. Ray. Why doesn't Aunt Kurai have it? Serena. Only female members of the family can wear it, although we never told her what things Kurai did, who now lives quietly doing beneficial work for the Neo Queen, but only the offspring will have it, so I pass it on to you, since your sisters are still very young. Ray. I understand. Ray took the silver crystal in her hands and could feel how it entered her body, feeling a great amount of overwhelming power that made her sit on the floor and sweat quite a bit. Ray. Why you had this amount of power? But with this you could be in the top 1 of the rating games, completely surpassing King Milikus. Serena. Battles have not been my thing for years, daughter. I prefer peace, and although the rating games are sports things, I do not like violence. Begins to caress Ray's head, but since you were a child, you have always said that you wanted to participate in the rating games and be number 1. Ray. Wow, thank you very much, Mom, I love you very much. They both hugged each other with great emotion. After that, Serena finally gave her own evil piece, and Ray excitedly ran out while screaming in the hallway. Ray. I'm going to tell Aunt Kurai, therefore I will be in Kyoto. I will return at night. Serena. Be careful on the way. After Ray left, Serena re-entered her room but did not close the door since someone stopped her, being that someone her husband. Serena. Wow, weren't you going to be busy today? Issei. I was going to have a meeting with the guys, but everyone is busy, so I'm yours all day. Serena. Really? Then we can take advantage of the fact that the children went to school and Ray went to tell her Aunt Kurai everything excitedly. Issei. Then we are completely alone. They both entered the room between kisses and caresses, turned off the light and lay down together in bed, separating for a moment to catch their breath. Serena. Will our peace finally be definitive? Issei. There will always be people who want to destroy it, but as long as we are here, that will never happen. Serena. Yes, we have fought so hard to maintain this peace that our children and the next generation will enjoy. Issei. It was completely worth it. Hey, do you remember the day we met? Serena. Haha, how could I forget? You appeared out of nowhere in my room and I cured you. Issei. I am always grateful to have met you, and thanks to you, I was able to move on from the pain I felt when I lost Riaz and the others, because I love you with all my being, my beautiful princess of the moon. Serena. I am also grateful to have met you, and if it weren't for you, I don't know what would have become of me. When I found out about Darian's loss, I also love you with all my being, my dragon emperor. They both gave each other a tender kiss and proceeded to have a day of passion just for them. Baden 1 Kurai and his past. Kyoto. In a secret part of Kyoto where yakeis are hidden from the eyes of society, in the castle of the leader of the side, in one of its rooms, there was a man with blonde hair who was sitting next to a bed where there was a little girl with fox ears. Seriously, Yum, you have to sleep. Yum. No, I want a story, Dad. Sammy. Sigh, sometimes you act like your mom when she was young. Come on, Sammy. Think, oh yeah, well, I'll tell you the story of a princess who fell into evil, and after a long time, thanks to her sister, she had the opportunity to change. Yum. Really? Makes herself comfortable in her bed while hugging a golden dragon-shaped plush toy. Please tell me. Sammy. Well, at least I know a lot of the story thanks to the girls. Well, it all started in a place hundreds and hundreds of years ago called the Silver Millennium. Silver Millennium. That was the place where the inhabitants of the moon lived, who were ruled by their queen, Queen Serenity, who had recently had her 2 daughters alone, whom she called Princess Serenity and Princess Kurai. However, a few days after the arrival of both sisters, one of them, Kurai, had a sudden growth, reaching adolescence with just a couple of days of being born. And what happened next? When she was older, she was granted several permits thanks to the peace that existed, among which was visiting the earth without any escort, but something would happen on one of her visits to the earth. Arriving at a forest full of life, Princess Kurai was seen, who was wearing her white dress and a cape that covered her completely. Kurai. Okay, now what will I be able to observe? She didn't do much on earth except watch the animals, the growth of plants, the daily life of the people, etc. But that day, as she walked straight to the nearest human village, she saw a middle-aged man with blue-red hair walking aimlessly. Curious, she carefully followed the man until they reached a small lake where the man stopped to take out a piece of paper. I think I'm far enough away from any living being. It's time to return to my world, since they will need the great Mephistophels if they want to defeat those imbeciles of the 4 Satans. That revolutionary group really convinced me. After saying that, he threw the paper into the water, causing the appearance of a huge circle with several engravings that Kurai did not recognize. The man called Mephistophel entered the circle and disappeared without a trace. Kurai. Where did he go? Well, maybe he's going to a more interesting place than this boring place. Without thinking twice, the girl entered the circle before it disappeared, and after a few seconds she was moved, disappearing from the place next to the circle. When she opened her eyes she found a forest similar to the previous one, although it seems she was discovered by the same man who first entered the portal. Mephisto. Well, I had made sure that there was no one there, and there was this young lady, could you tell me your name, beautiful lady? Kurai. I'm Kurai and I'd rather not say my real identity, I'm a village girl. Mephisto. Well, for being from a village, you have a beautiful dress, it would be better to go back. Kurai. Wait, I beg you to let me explore this world, it was quite boring. Mephisto. I don't know girl, you might get very scared if you explore this world. Kurai. Come on, I swear that when I'm satisfied I'll return to my world. Mephisto. Well that's fine, anyway the person I had a pact with died a while ago, so I could use a companion. Kurai. Companion. Mephisto. Yes, I hope you don't regret it later miss. The young princess during her stay in that world obtained a lot of knowledge thanks to the fact that her mentor was one of the great expert magicians and a legendary high-class demon. She had the opportunity to fight against angels, fallen angels, beings of other races, but in such an unnoticed way that her exploits reached the ears of few. And what else did she do? It is said that she even faced the evil dragons that were alive, but some time after the war between the faction of the old Mayu and the new Mayu ended, she had already realized that she was still not as powerful as she wanted, which is why she wanted to leave that world to go home and get something important. In a kind of office full of books was Kurai, who was wearing different clothes than when he was there. At this moment he was kicking to the ground a couple of books that were on Mephisto's desk. Kurai. As you heard old man, I want to leave this place. Mephisto. And I would help you, but that magic I used requires too many things, including the lives of other people. Do you think I can get to your world without any cost? Kurai. At least tell me a way since I don't like being in this world. I wanted to fight God, and it turns out that fool is dead, and I don't have the level to fight stronger people, so I need something that's in my world mom silver crystal. Mephisto. Size you can try to enter the dimensional gap and from there look for your dimension. I have the necessary magic to be able to wander around there, but it could take you thousands of years to find it. Kurai. I will find the way, so tell me how to get there. Mephisto. You'll have to look for office, I won't be able to accompany you, but I will give you the exact address. Kurai. Thanks old Mephisto, although doesn't it bother you to help someone with so many desires for domination? Mephisto. I like to be liberal, as long as you don't bother me with your mandate for my sake. Kurai. How strange you are. Thanks to the methods that Mephisto knew, he was able to return home through the door of time, but he did not count on the fact that he would face Sailor Pluto and his own mother, ending up with the Queen and the Sailor of Time emerging victorious. And what did Queen Serenity do? She made the decision to seal her daughter despite herself. On the outskirts of the Silver Millennium, Queen Serenity was accompanied by a white cat named Artemis to the outskirts of the kingdom, carrying Kurai tied with her Kurai. These things do not go away. Queen Serenity. Those ropes have my power, you will not escape from them with your weak state in which Sailor Pluto and I left you. Artemis. It is incredible what Queen Serenity told me, should we not tell her daughter, the Sailor Scouts and Luna? Queen Serenity. They must not find out since they have lived a long time without knowing about Kurai. The guardian of the door of time found out by accident, and I will tell you because I will need your help. Artemis. I understand, but why are we so far away? Queen Serenity. So that no one suffers collateral damage, since sealing Kurai will not be so simple. Kurai. Are you going to seal me? But I'm your daughter. Queen Serenity. You came asking for the silver crystal by force, you tried to kill Sailor Pluto, and to top it off you wanted to kill me. Kurai. Well yes, but it is not necessary to seal me. Queen Serenity. It's too late Kurai, for the ambition of more power your punishment will be to seal you until you abandon those desires for power. Kurai. Try it old witch, I'll go out and get that silver crystal. Queen Serenity with the help of Artemis managed to seal the ambitious Kurai in body and soul, but unfortunately the Silver Millennium would be attacked by a fierce enemy that ended the lives of all who lived there. However, the queen managed with the power of the silver crystal that all who died would reincarnate on Earth so that they have a better life. Kyoto. Sammy. Kurai's adventures do not end there, since in her new life she would slowly remember the previous one and that would make her make a decision. When she turned to see the girl, she was deeply asleep, which made him sigh. Sammy. Well, tomorrow he has school, but at least he should have asked if he liked the story. Gets up anyway, let his Aunt Rini finish telling him the story. I tuck her in and cover her up well, then turn off the light and leave the room to go to sleep with his women. Aiden to Kurai and his old present. Kyoto. The day was quite calm, and people walked through the streets carrying out their daily routines, but going through the alleys of the place with capes that covered them completely, there were 5 people, these being the Neo Queen Serenity, her faithful companion Diana in her human form, the new Securite and Hakuryaku and a fox girl, this being Yum. Yum? Aunt Rini, how much longer? Rini? Don't say my name so loudly, Yum, because your father left you in my care, and today I have to see your other aunt in private. Diana. Don't worry, Rini, I'm here to beat up whoever comes close, just like my little friends. Varenkus. Diana, stop calling me little. Maya. It's that or call you a brainless demon. Varenkus. You don't say anything flat. Maya. Who are you calling a flat-bucking demon? Rini. You two don't start your fights, Diana, you've become too confident by learning Sajutsu, Yujutsu and Toki. Diana. And you want me to cry? I can even fight the ex-Dragon Kings, I'd like to have a little confidence, you know. Subject. Dragon Kings. Don't make us laugh, miss. The group was surrounded by another group of people and yokai who were clearly seen with bad intentions. Rini. Sighs, and this is why I don't like to go see Kurai by secret methods. Yokai. Hand over your things and we will let you go quietly. Yum. What are we going to do, Aunt Rini? Rini. Let the boys take care of this. Rini took Yum by the hand and walked past the guys and then sat on a box, in the process placing Yum on her legs. Yokai. Hey, do you think we're playing? Diana. We are their opponent. Diana sent the yokai flying with a kick and proceeded to remove her cape, along with Varenkus and Maya, exposing their identities, which made her assailants gulp and tremble. Subject. I is the girl who participated in the raiding game that was broadcast days ago along with the Securite and the Hakuryaku. Diana. Be proud, this powerful girl will kick your asses. Varenkus. Don't worry, we won't hurt you much. Maya. He doesn't, I do. The trio began to beat up each of the thugs who approached to attack them and threw energy spheres at those who escaped, meanwhile Rini watched Yum. Rini. Tell me, what do you think of the story? Yum. Yeah, how about the one Dad told me, one about an evil princess who is then purified? Rini. So telling the story of Kurai without permission, then I will tell Kunu and Serafal not to have relations with the idiot Sammy for at least 15 years, okay, where did they stay? Yum. In his reincarnation. Rini. Well then I know where to continue. Her new life turned out to be as the queen wished for everyone, a normal and calm one, although well it was calm for her since she grew up in an orphanage, and that for her was something unpleasant, the atmosphere of joy that she felt in that place, therefore every time she got into different fights, until she would have an encounter that would make her remember everything. In an alley in the Juaban district there was a girl with dark hair and a pair of pigtails, brutally hitting a man with the looks of a thief with her knee. Kurai. Tell me who is assaulting who? Thief. I'm sorry Mrs. Kurai, I didn't know this was your territory. Kurai. This district and all of Tokyo belong to me, you better get out or I'll eliminate you right here. Thief. Ah really? Kurai. Hahaha, of course not, you piece of imbecile, nobody steals in my territory and gets away with it, gives him a strong kick in the face, causing him to knock out a couple of teeth. I'm going home, snaps his fingers, and more people come out of the alley, take care of the garbage, let him wake up next to the river. After that Kurai left the alley and began to walk in another direction while listening to the screams of the person he had been hitting a while ago. After a long time of simple walking, he arrived at a park and said walk took time since it was getting dark. Kurai. 16 years old, in school, thanks to contacts and living as a support in an orphanage, it's not bad, but I need more. Get to the top. Ah, finally a safe place. She heard a voice coming from the trees, there she could see a badly injured man who fell to the ground due to his injuries, curious she approached to observe the subject. Kurai. Hey, did you have a fight? You look bad. Brat, where am I? Kurai. What a stupid question, are you in Tokyo and to be more exact in my territory? Raises her gaze a little and looks at Kurai with surprise. Kurai, is that you? Kurai. Surprised, yes, how do you know my name? I see it's not you, you probably don't remember me, but I am Mephistopheles. Kurai. Mephisto. I have no fucking idea who you are, old man. Mephisto. It seems you have been reincarnated, I don't have much time left, so I'll simply give you back your memories and give you mine, so you know what happened. Kurai. Old man, stop messing around. Mephisto pointed his finger at his forehead and shot a light that touched his forehead. A few seconds later the ray disappeared and a crescent moon appeared on Kurai's forehead. Kurai. I'm starting to remember everything, my past life and my trip to your world, old man Mephisto, what happened? Mephisto. Wait, you'll see my memories. Kurai. Makes an angry expression, then one of surprise and one of disappointment. Wow, that cursed beast woke up in the end. Mephisto. I think they were able to seal it and I escaped. Kurai. Then, hypothetically, if the beast is locked up, could I steal its power? Mephisto. In theory yes, but if you want to test your theory Brat takes a book out of his bag full of blood with this, you will know how I got to your world from the round trip, good luck testing your theory he. Mephisto fell lifeless to the ground due to his wounds, Kurai simply spent the rest of the afternoon burying him in the park and then walked straight to the orphanage while reading the book. Kurai. I have everything get ready Trihexa, your power will be stolen and it will be mine passing by a poster where you can see the Sailor Scouts they never caught my attention, but now that I remember everything I think I will simply eliminate my sister Serenity, who would be the only stone in my path. With a smile on his face, he smashed the sign with a punch and the glass where it was posted and went straight to start his idea. The plan took several months, and while she was doing that the Sailor Scouts had finished their battle against Sailor Galaxies, an event that Kurai was aware of but never intervened. Didn't you want to help? More than anything she was focused on her own thing, but continuing she finally managed to complete the portal that would take her to the other world that she visited a long time ago, where she managed to steal the power of Trihexa and with this start a confrontation against the few members of the DXD group and the Sailor Scouts. And what happened? Many things happened, but in the end she was defeated by the powerful Sailor Cosmos and the Dragon Emperor, although the compassionate Sailor Cosmos decided to go to the place where stars are born and die to verify something. Space. Sailor Cosmos accompanied by the Dragon Emperor traveled through infinite space until they reached a place that was in the star Sagittarius 0, finding a place called the Cauldron of the Galaxy where stars are born and return when they perish. After a long journey, Sailor Cosmos accompanied by Issei in her Diabolo's dragon form, they arrived at a surprising place for both of them. They could see a huge cauldron on the side and a floating place where they decided to land. Sailor Cosmos. This is amazing holding Kurai's star seed tightly. Issei. And I thought I had seen everything. Wow, it's been a long time since travelers came to this place. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a beautiful woman appeared before them, wearing clothes that made her look like a deity. Sailor Cosmos. Who are you? I am the guardian of this place, I am known simply as the Cosmos Guardian. Issei. Gulps this woman gives me chills, it feels like when I first saw Office, we will avoid bothering her Sailor Cosmos, tell her what we came to do, but don't bother her. Sailor Cosmos. Yes, you see, we came because this star seed brought us showing Kurai's star seed. Guardian Cosmos. That seed and your appearance I see, wow you have grown little star and what a sad fate that of your twin star. Sailor Cosmos. Hey, you know me. Guardian Cosmos. Moves the scepter causing the seed to fly to his hand of course, your mother Queen Serenity came here with 2 newborn stars, to which with my help, she gave birth to 2 beautiful babies. Issei. Are you a Sailor Cosmos star? Sailor Cosmos. Maybe you're referring to my past life as Princess Serenity but that's not the important thing here, are you very powerful? Guardian Cosmos. I don't like to brag, maybe a little. Issei. Liar. Sailor Cosmos. So do you think you can completely purify Kurai's star seed? Issei. Huh? Surprised wait calmly, do you want her to purify herself so she can have a normal life? She tried to kill us. Sailor Cosmos. I know, but we all deserve a second chance. Issei. I don't know, I think we should discuss it with everyone. Guardian Cosmos. Of course I can make it clear, besides this seed no longer has even a hint of evil, it seems that all its evil remained in its body that you destroyed boy. Issei. Wait, how do you know what happened to his body? Guardian Cosmos. Well, son of Great Red in Office, I know everything that happens in this universe, and also about every being in this universe that goes to another dimension. Sailor Cosmos. Do you know Big Red in Office? Guardian Cosmos. Let's say we're almost the same age I still remember when he first fought Office for the dimensional gap hahaha. Good thing he stopped them both because if he didn't intervene both their dimension and ours would have collapsed because of the lizard head. Issei. Well, he seems very kind, so I don't think he needs to run away. Guardian Cosmos. But let's put the past aside, give me a few minutes, and I'll give a new life to this naughty little star. A powerful ray of light blinded the couple for a few moments, but when they looked again they were surprised to notice a new person, a little girl with black hair and a crescent moon on her forehead. Sailor Cosmos. Amazing, you made Kurai a girl again. Guardian Cosmos. Yes, but with the help of your friend. Issei. What do you mean, my help? Notices that he's missing an arm my arm we have to go now. Guardian Cosmos. He's sorry, it was going to take me a few minutes to make a new body, so I took your arm, so I could make one quickly moves his scepter a little, and his arm reappears. Issei. Ugh. Sailor Cosmos. Stop fooling around carefully approaches the little girl who was watching everything with curiosity hello Kurai. 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 Sailor Cosmos. If that's your name, I'm your sister Serena. Kurai. Kurai. Guardian Cosmos. It seems that she only knows how to say her name for now, they will have to educate her again. Issei. I have a question, Guardian Cosmos. If you use my arm, does that mean that girl also has great red meat? Guardian Cosmos. In theory yes, so it counts as your little sister, son of a hitch. Issei. No thanks. Guardian Cosmos. Well, I don't think you have much to do here, so, bye. After the Guardian disappeared, Sailor Cosmos proceeded to carry Kurai, and together with Issei, they flew back to Earth to resume their normal lives. Kyoto. After finishing beating their attackers, the group continued walking while Rini finished telling the story. Rini. And the end, so the princess would have a new peaceful life as her mother wanted and become completely good. What a nice story, Aunt Rini. Varenkus. And to think that someone like that also has part of Big Red, I admire the previous Oppi dragon more and more. Greg. Linricus, don't make me go to the psychologist this month. Maya. So another being capable of rivaling Great Red, huh? I think I have a new goal apart from fighting the most powerful beings on this planet. Varenkus. Maniac fight scene. Maya. Shut up, you perverted bucking demon. Diana. Okay, we're all friends. Hey, we're here. The group stopped in front of a shop which had a sign that said Moon Tears, which the group entered and closed the door behind them. Aiden 3 Kurai and his new future. Local Moon Tears. The place looked like a complete pigsty, pizza boxes thrown everywhere, magazines everywhere and a huge amount of papers thrown on the floor. Rini. This place is a mess. It smells like poop. Varenkus. Not even the room I share with the other people of Mr. Milika's nobility is that dirty. Maya. And I was complaining about my room. Diana. This place would give a certain dragon I know a heart attack. Who's complaining? Coming out of a door was a woman similar to Serena only with black hair, although at that moment she was literally naked, which made Laurenkus's nose bleed and cover her eyes. Laurenkus. Oh my god. Maya. Close your eyes, pervert, grabbing Laurenkus's head and smashing it against the ground. Rini. Kurai, put on your clothes. Kurai. Come on, but if it's the Neo Queen and visitors, it's my place and I walk around as I want, approaching a closet where she begins to take out clothes and put them on. Welcome to Moon Tears. After finishing she approaches a desk where she sits and places her feet on the table, place specialized in hunting renegade demons. Protection and other assignments, less sexual relations. What can I offer you? Rini. Serena was right, I shouldn't have bought you that Demon Hunter video game. Kurai. Hey, thanks to that game I found a job and some debts, but I have a job, putting her feet off the table to grab a notepad. If you come to criticize my lifestyle, you can go straight to shit. Hello, and Kurai arriving next to Kurai. Kurai. Hey, but it's little leaves the notes aside and excitedly carries who is Aunt's favorite niece. Me. Kurai. Haha, of course, carefully puts her down. So Sammy, I'll leave her in your care. Are you coming to leave your work to me? Rini. No, I just came to give you a couple of apprentices, pointing at Laurenkus and Maya, at the request of Sammy and Milikas, they want you to train this pair. Kurai. Oh, and why me? Where is Mr. Artemis? Rini. He's busy in the dragon territory. Kurai. Their ancestors. Rini. Busy with their own lives. Kurai. The sailors of the outer system. Rini. Officially retired. Kurai. Shit, snaps fingers. Okay, but know that my job is not easy, it's more that you will clean this place for me. Varenkus. Maya. Hey, no. Kurai. I am your new teacher, so listen to me or my debts will be passed on to you, so get started. Both. Yes ma'am, starting to clean the place. Kurai. Well, don't worry, I'll take care of it. Turns to look at Tell me, little one, will you behave well with your Aunt Rini? Yes. Hey Aunt Kurai, is it true that you tried to kill? Suddenly little had her mouth covered by Rini and Diana. Rini. Asks if you killed any renegade demons lately. Kurai. Well yes, but that damn demon ended up destroying a couple of stores, increasing my debts. Diana. Whispers to don't tell your aunt anything about the story we told you, it's for her own good. Okay. Rini. Okay, we're leaving now, Kurai. I'll leave you in charge of Laurenkus and Maya. Kurai. Your quiet wife, goodbye Diana and little Diana. Goodbye Kurai. Come visit us at my house soon, and Kurai. Kurai. When I have time, my little one. After that Rini left with Diana and leaving the trio in that place. Kurai. Okay guys, if you clean everything up I'll make sure to throw you a pizza-based welcome party. Varenkus. This place is a pigsty, starting to sweep everything he finds. Maya. This training is going to suck, picking up dirty clothes from the floor. Kurai. Shut up or I'll put you to wash the bathroom. He hears the phone ring, so he answers it. Moon tears. How can we serve you, good customer? So, a renegade demon is destroying your fields, bringing the notes closer to start writing. Aha, address. Well, here we go. Hangs up. Well guys, you have your first job as demon hunters. Both. Yes, at least we won't be sweeping all the time. They both went to the door with excitement. Well, Kurai opened another closet where a great variety of swords could be seen. He takes a blue one and heads to the door with them. Kurai. Today I'm going to try Mrs. Haruka's gift Durandal 3, it will be perfect for you to see my power. Varenkus. Do you also use a sword? I have one that Mr. Issei gave me. Laya. Well, we are a band of swordsmen since my brother the Demon King gave me the sword Kalbrand, although I have it saved in my sacred gear just like this pervert. Varenkus. Whatever you say, flat. Kurai. Fine, but don't be dead, wait for me because I will leave you behind. Snaps and suddenly changes his appearance to Dark Sailor Moon. Get going, brats. After that the trio left to begin a mission and live interesting adventures in that wonderful world. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.